There are two things you talked about nung nag-file kayo ng COC. Number one, right sizing, which we talked about. Another thing you talked about was the proliferation of fake news. And you mentioned nga kanina, nagkakwentuhan tayo before this interview na during your a break from politics, talagang nakita nyo yung proliferation of fake news. I don't think anyone would argue against it. But my question to you, Tito Sen, is how do we make sure that this law will not be used as a weapon? This is a protection rather than a weapon.
Fake news and fake content, I don't think it can just be easily used as a weapon. Like, kung talagang fake yung nilalabas mo eh. Kung hindi naman fake, how can it be used against you? If you're coming up, what this would do would be, yung mga pseudo-journalists, iba naman kasi yung totoong journalist, totoong mga content creators, the accredited,
mga na-fact check.
Accredited, mga ganon. Legitimate yan eh. If you're not accredited with an organization, di ba? Well, iba yun. Common tao eh. Doon danger yung fake news eh. Because kahit sino lang, kahit si Marites, tumira ng fake news. Hindi balik ko, isa lang makakabasa eh. May magla-like niyan, may magre-repost niyan.
Especially on social media.
Especially social media. It will not just be nationwide, it will be worldwide. So that's what we're after. Ano? Hindi yung, let's say, a legitimate journalist. Di ba? Tapos, maglalabas siya ng news, mali pala.
Just to clarify,
first of all, if he's a legitimate journalist, he will not come up with something that is not checked. Di ba? Naalala ko nung araw yung yung kausap ko sa New York Times eh. Sabi niya, he was submitting a news story to the editor, and the editor asked him, "Is this true?" He said, "Yes." "How do you know it's true?" "Because my mother said so." Mga ganun sila. May ganun sila eh. Kailangan i-fact check mo. Eh, ginagawa niyo yan eh. You're responsible because yung mga journalists responsable. Sila meron pananagutan. Pero yung Tom, Dick, and Harry, si Mampandoy, si Marites, walang pananagutan eh. Lagyan natin ng pananagutan. Huwag kang maglabas ng fake news kung hindi ka siguradong news yun. Diba? Or lalo na yung fake content.
Just to clarify, Tito Sen, yung pinupush nyong anti-fake news na bill, kumbaga, does it just cover non-accredited na media organizations or non-journalists? Or as in pang ordinary Filipino lang ba yung covered nung pinopropose ninyong anti-fake news?
That can be addressed when we come up with the proposal. At the moment, it's just what do you call this?
An idea.
It's an idea. It could be adjusted. It could be medyo pwedeng pag-usapan yan.
I asked the question about using it as a weapon kasi alam naman natin, ang daling sabing i-deny, may mga ganyan, deniability. Pwede ring argument yung free speech. Like, so my question to you now is, where do we draw the line between free speech and...
Hindi nila pwedeng gawin yun. They could not use it against a journalist kung sabihin niya fake news. Sabihin fake news. Paano fake news? Ito ang source ko eh. Mali naman eh. Sinasabi ko naman mali eh. Sige, mali pala, sorry. Okay yun. Di ba? There's no problem with that. Pero, mababawasan mo yung maggagawa. You know, when there is a law prohibiting that, magabawasan mo yung gagawa ng fake news. And I'm very particular about giving the freedom of the press. And, because the press freedom law was voted by my grandfather. It's Republic Act 53. That's how old it is. Republic Act 53. Senate Bill 06. Noong araw. When
Nasa
I filed
pa tayo? Single digits pa na
territory. Ang nangyari, throughout these years, by the way, ito kasama ito sa mga naisip ko noong 2010, pagbalik ko ng Senate. Nakita ko, yung palang batas ng lolo ko, yung Sotto law na tinatawag nila, para sa journalist lang. sa print lang. Hindi pala kasama kayo, TV.
Online, oo.
Online. Hindi pala kayo sama. Sinama ko kayo. That's why, ang tawag nila doon sa Senate, ang biro na nila, Sotto di Third Law. Hindi na Sotto Law eh. Sotto di Third Law. Kasi ginawa ko, inamend ko, sinama ko. TV, broadcast, radio, TV, social media. Accredited organizations in social media. Hindi fly by night.
How do we communicate this doon sa, kunyari, mailig kayong senador. How do you communicate the importance of this to other lawmakers? Because, frankly speaking, Tito Sen, no, mayroon talagang mga politicians that employ, and this is, mayroon tayong sources for this, mayroon mga nag-employ talaga ng talagang to spread misinformation and disinformation, especially during elections. So how do you communicate this to lawmakers who may be using it as a tactic during elections?
What do you mean communicate? Makikita nila. Well, once there is a prohibition, traceable na sila. Di ba? Pwede silang sumabit dahil itong madidimanda, sasabihin, binigay sa akin ni nagbigay sa akin si ganito. Although, that's part of the press freedom law, no? Yeah. Pero, is she members of the press? Hindi Di ba? Troll
Kasi malawak tong issue na to eh. It's not just about whether a content is real or not. It's also about distribution. Marami
correct. Exactly.
Regulation.
That's why I could not directly answer your question earlier. Sabi ko, wait, let's see how it's going to be framed.
If you win, babantayan natin yan.
Oh, yeah.
Ipapropose ninyo. Abangan natin yan.
Yeah, we'll make sure that not only a basta karaniwang public hearing, no, we'll make sure that the media is invited and give their ideas on the matter.